This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 6. This is red letter Yahushua speaking. Matthew 24, verse 6, and it reads, it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring. The house of David, the elect, that's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. I'm back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakakwadash. All right, more news and prophecy. As the headline here it reads, it says, we are just one step away from an apocalyptic war in the Middle East. All right, so every day, something new and something tragic is happening all over the planet. All right, so let's get into this thing, man. All right, 2024 is going down.
Iran is pledging revenge tonight, accusing Israel of attacking its embassy complex in Syria and reportedly killing at least 7 Iranian military officials. That includes a top general. The airstrike comes as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu faces growing pressure to step down. CBS's Holly Williams has the new developments from Tel Aviv.
An Israeli airstrike destroyed a building belonging to Iran's embassy in Damascus, according to Iranian state media. Iran's Revolutionary Guard said one of their senior commanders was among the dead. Israel's military didn't comment, but it's thought to regularly strike Iran-linked targets. In Jerusalem, for the second day running, protesters called for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's resignation. And in Tel Aviv on Saturday, demonstrators filled the streets around Israel's defense ministry, protesting Netanyahu's handling of the war.
So you're unhappy with how Israel is waging the war in Gaza?
They are running this war in a way which doesn't have like like an end in sight.
With the death toll in Gaza now over 32,000, according to the Hamas-run health ministry, Israel's under mounting international pressure to agree to a ceasefire. But Netanyahu appears in no rush, and nor does Hamas.
We are besieged, suffocating.
Dr. Bassem Naim is Hamas's head of international relations.
What has this war achieved for Palestinians? Because from outside, it looks as if all that Hamas has achieved is in getting more than 32,000 Palestinians killed.
It is not about this round of confrontation. We are talking about a long journey of suffering of the Palestinians under this occupation.
US and Israeli officials spoke by video conference today about Israel's plans to launch a ground offensive in the city of Rafah in southern Gaza. The US has warned against it without a credible plan to protect civilians. Nora.
Holly Williams, thank you.
There you go.
The senior commander of Iran's Islamic...
Salakia. All right, so like the scriptures say, man, you know, these 48ers...
Honestly, no one...
These small hats, all right, they're greatly despised, okay? This is Obadiah, all right, 1 and 1. Edom will be humbled, all right? Matter of fact, let's read that in the NLT. All right, this is Obadiah, all right, Edom's judgment announced. Obadiah 1 and 1, NLT, it says, this is the vision of the sovereign Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, revealed to Obadiah concerning the land of Edom. We have heard a message from the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that an ambassador was sent to the nations to say, get ready, everyone. Let's assemble our armies and attack Edom. All right. And this is the spirit that's in the earth right now. All right. All these nations' armies are gathering together to attack Edom, Babylon, America. All right. Including the land of Israel. All right. It says, the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushai says to Edom, I will cut you down to size among the nations. You will be greatly despised. All right. So as you see, as what the world knows, all right, you devils are greatly despised, all right, by the planet. And this is why Iran and Russia and other nations as such are preparing war, all right? So I want to read this article here in relation to the video that was just played here, all right, because that video was Israeli airstrike hits Iranian embassy in Damascus, Syria, all right? So the headline here from zerohedge.com, it says Russia voices outrage as death toll rises to 11 after Israeli attack on Iran's Damascus embassy, right? So it says monitors cited an AFP report the death toll from Monday's Israeli airstrike on the Iranian embassy complex in Damascus has risen to 11. The death toll from the Israeli strikes on the Iranian embassy annex has risen to 11. 8 Iranians, 2 Syrians, and 1 Lebanese, all of them fighters, none of them civilians, AFP quoted the war monitor as saying, all right? It says regional and international reaction came hours later with Lebanese Hezbollah, a close ally of Iran, vowing that Israel will be, quote, punished for the attack. All right. As we detailed earlier below, several top IRGC commanders were killed in the strike at a moment a high-level military meeting was taking place. Russia's foreign ministry reacted as follows. Quote, we strongly condemn this attack on the Iranian consular office in Syria. We consider any attacks on diplomatic and consular facilities, the inviolability of which is guaranteed by the relevant Vienna Conventions, to be categorically unacceptable, right? It's getting hot, man. I'm gonna read this last paragraph here. It says, however, Russia has by and large taken a backseat when it comes to responding to Israeli attacks on Syria. Israeli aircraft typically fire on Syria from over nearby Lebanese airspace, but Syrians have increasingly wondered why Moscow doesn't use its significant anti-air systems parked in the region to defend against such attacks on its ally and the Assad government. But Russia and Israel apparently reached a status quo deal years ago, which allows Israeli raids as long as they are extensively targeting Iranian assets. All right. So, you know, this is one of the commanders here that got killed in the strikes. All right. Which pretty much Iran is vowing to take revenge on the so-called Israelis. Right. It says, let's read one more point here. So it says David Asher, a senior fellow at the Hudson Institute and former senior State Department official under the Trump administration, had this to say in terms of what's likely to come next. Quote, this is a huge strike against Iran's Quad Force. Expect to see Iranian missile retaliation directly against Israel. Things are moving beyond proxy war into direct conflict, you see? Crude prices should make a decisive move higher on macro risk, he told Zero Hedge. So everything is about to go up. All right. This thing is about to get ugly, man. All right. But like he said, expect to see Iranian missile retaliation directly against Israel. Things are moving beyond proxy war into direct conflict. That's why, as we read here in the headline, we are just one step away from an apocalyptic war in the Middle East. All right. Which we know that according to prophecy, the Lord is going to gather all the nations in the valley of Yehoshaphat. Right now, before we get that, the scripture said that the least of the flock should draw them out. All right. Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 45. And it reads, it says, therefore, hear ye the counsels of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that he have taken against Babylon. See? And his purposes that he have proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. See that? So as we see in here, right? You know, you have, you know, these 48ers that are getting ready to draw America into an unavoidable World War III, man. All right. America's going to be drawn in. All right. And everything is going to culminate right here in the so-called Middle East. All right. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them, because according to the prophecies, Babylon, America, and the land of Israel is going to be destroyed via nuclear destruction. All right, let me make one more point. This is why it says the same thing here. This is was that Jeremiah 49 and 20, right? Jeremiah 49 and 20, it says, therefore hear the counsel of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Washad, that he have taken against Edom. You see that? As we read in the other verse, it said Babylon. Babylon and Edom are synonymous. All right? This is prophecy against America, man. That he have taken against Edom and his purposes that he proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely shall he make their habitations desolate with them. All right? So destruction is on the way, man. All right? And this global tension that you see that's going on is not going to stop. You see? It says the earth is moved at the noise of their fall, at the cry of the noise, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. And it was so heavy, you know, there's a lot of tension going on in the Red Sea as well, right? Which I'll make a point on that in a second. But it says, verse 22, it says, behold, he shall come up and fly as an eagle and spread his wings over Basra. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in pangs, right? Because this place is going to be taken out, man. See that? Back in Jeremiah 50 and 46, at the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved. And the cry is heard among the nations, man. Heavy times. So anyway, right? Let's make that point in Joel. All right, because this is what's happening. Right? Matter of fact, before we read that in Joel, let's read this article here. All right, we are just one step away from an apocalyptic war in the Middle East, right? So it says here, did you see what just happened in Damascus? An absolutely stunning move. Israel took out the head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. Needless to say, the Iranians are absolutely furious, and they are promising a harsh response. See? The least of the flock shall draw them out. All right? The video that we just played here. All right? It says, for a long time, I've been warning my readers that an apocalyptic war in the Middle East will be one of the conflicts that defines World War III, because that's prophecy. It says the good news is that the war in the Middle East has not escalated to an apocalyptic level yet. But after what we witnessed on Monday, we are just one step away. It says the building that was destroyed by the IDF airstrike was reportedly directly next to Iran's embassy in Damascus. All right, and so on and so forth as the read. All right, which we just pretty much, saw in the video that was played. So understand what's happening. All right. Every day the Lord is speaking through prophecy, man. All right, so let's get that in Joel real quick. So this is Joel chapter 3, verse 1. The nations will be judged. It says, for behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. All right, because we are in the time of the deliverance of the nation of Israel, starting with the elect. All right. We're in the time of salvation and destruction. It says, I will also gather all the nations. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yahweh Shaphat, which means Yahweh judges, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. All right. So these things, these events, these calamities that are taking forth all over the planet is for the revenge of his people. All right. The Lord is doing this for us. All right. Jumping down. Same chapter. Joel 3 and 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. All right. The heathen. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up, as we see in right now. And we read that in Obadiah. Right. How the nations, they say, arise and let us rise up against her in battle. The nations are preparing for war. All right. It's all in the media nonstop. You see? Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare for war. Wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right, the angels. All right, so the heathens, the Lord has put the spirit on these nations, these heathens to gather for war. Isaiah 13, man. You know, the Lord is gathering the nations, all right, for war. There's a great, what's it say? Let me get it real quick. Isaiah 13. It's the spirit of the Lord. All right, this is Isaiah 13 and verse 4. It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains. Mountains represent major governments. Like as a great multitude, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. All right, so he's gathering the troops. All right, the troops are being prepared. Right, this is what we talked about before. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know, he's accelerating the prophecies. All right, everything is moving quickly to the end. All right, the end of this place. Back in Joel 3 and 12, it says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. All right, we're right there, man. One step away. Okay. Verse 13, put you in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. You see, the harvest is ripe. All right, this thing is ready to go. Come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is near in the valley of decision, man. So, as we see, man, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is getting this thing ripe and ready. All right. Want to make a point on this real quick, too. All right, because there's so many different events that are going on simultaneously, right? But back to the situation with the Baltimore bridge collapse. So it says the Baltimore bridge collapse is going to have an enormous impact on U.S. supply chains, as I said before in a previous lesson. All right, this is going to affect the supply chain on the East and the West Coast. All right, there's going to be a shortage of goods and supplies, which is going to bring forth what? Famines. All right. So it says, I just want to read this part real quick. It says, when I woke early on Tuesday morning, I was stunned to learn that the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore had collapsed. We're being told that it was a tragic accident, quote unquote, and there is no evidence that any foul play was involved. Hopefully that is true, but no matter how it was caused, this tragedy is going to have an enormous impact on U.S. supply chains. And of course, this comes at a really bad time because the Houthi missile strikes in the Red Sea and low water levels in the Panama Canal have been putting a tremendous amount of strain on global supply chains recently, right? And let me play this video, all right? Because there's cargo ships crashing in bridges all over the place, man. All right, now check this out here. So hundreds of ships, cargo ships that contain, goods and supplies, all right, they're being anchored in the Red Sea because of all the wars and the things that are going on in this region, all right, which is going to affect the supply chain globally. You see, but this is all the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because remember, the famines, all right, people not having the the necessities that they need. This is all part of the judgment of the Lord. You know, that's why I wanted to, you know, show that it all ties into this thing, man. And this is prophecy. All right. Famines. As we read earlier in Matthew 24, the Lord said famines and pestilences, man. All these things are the beginning of sorrows, the Lord said, man. You know, so we're not going to read this article. Just know that, you know, matter of fact, this is heavy. Let me read this part right here. It says, but we are talking about the 11th largest port in the entire nation. And so this will definitely be a serious blow. More than 52 million tons of foreign cargo worth some 80 billion were transported out of the port last year, according to Maryland Governor Wes Moore. The 11th largest port in the nation, Baltimore served as an average 207 calls a month last year, according to the Shipping Journal's Lloyd's list. Right, so this is really about to, you know, mess some stuff up. All right, we're not going to read all of that. Just know that this place is going to be damaged economically, man. All right, this is going to hurt the economy. All right, so we're going to see, on top of the war that's going on, you're going to see inflation increase. You're going to see gas increase. All right, things are going to get tighter, man. All right, so I just want to add that in there, man. So it's all leading to the end of this place. All right, so we're at the doors of this thing, man. All right, it's just another news and prophecy. I pray that this quick lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Shalom.